Says I'm live. Hi, everybody. I'm trying to think about how I come on now instead of going, oh, am I live? Am I live? Doing that because I realize there's a whole replay people that, you know, they can or cannot see me just going, what? So yeah, I'm live today. I'm live tonight because I might be doing things tomorrow. I don't know yet. And Sunday I'm doing a little gathering kind of thing in my spirituality development group. So yeah, I just decided to pop on tonight because it's the only chance this weekend. Hi everybody. So I'm on tonight because hi everybody. And I know it's late. It doesn't matter. It's a Friday night, it's a weekend. About to hear the door open because my husband's just gone to pick up randomly 3 sombreros and a tiny guitar. Because that's how we live, isn't it? 3 sombreros and a tiny guitar. Yeah. So hi everybody. Hi. So I'm coming on today because like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be on over the weekend. The only thing that I am doing over the weekend, obviously the tarot course finished last Sunday. So this Sunday and every Sunday until the course starts in September again on the 4th of September, which if you want to be a part of, let me know. So yeah, every Sunday or at least for a few Sundays. Hi. I'm going to be doing a talk in the spirituality group, getting a few of the people that are in there and a few of my friends, hopefully, to come in and do some talks so we can talk about bits and bobs to do with spirituality. And it's not just tarot reading. There's so many things I just want to help people connect with their intuition and part of their path. There's so many people waking up right now. And they think because they haven't got a gift, we've all got it, by the way, they haven't got a gift, they don't they can't do it. So I just wanted everybody to develop, or at least start developing. So yeah, I'm just working out. I was discussing with a friend today. Sat on your butt and you caught me. There you go. So yeah, I'm sharing the things, I'm doing the things. So yeah, some people are coming up as Facebook users. I don't know where that's coming up from, but yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to set up a little development circle so everyone can learn everything. So Adam would love a reading. I bet he would. I bet he would. Things they are changing, Sam. Things they are changing. Oh, okay. Good changing though. It's the Wheel of Fortune. That actually came up today. Okay, I'm going to get him a rune because he feels like a rune guy. Yeah, these ones. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune comes in, and it is change. It is big change. It's change, but it's change where we grow, where we expand, where we have all the wonderful. There's a lot of luck, a lot of abundance, a lot of things coming in. Oh my God, Layla, we're doing presents. Oh my God, it's like Christmas. There may be an initial kind of some sort of resistance, like to the change, whether that's it feels odd to be having this, or whether it's some sort of minor challenge. He needs to have the determination, like, I'm going to do this. This has to happen. It has to happen. Because we have the 5 of Swords, and it is literally have to win. Sometimes with that, though, there is an element of sacrifice. Maybe that's what it is for the Wheel of Fortune, to go for what he truly wants, what's coming in, the opportunity. There may be some form of sacrifice attached to that. So maybe it's about, with the 2 of Wands, balancing, making decisions and working out. I feel like this is choosing between 2 passions and finding a direction. It feels like blending worlds because we have the Sun and the Moon combining, and I also have a Vesica Pisces on there with all the sacred geometry as well. can't believe that my cat's just opened the window and gone out. What there is, though, is somebody's lack of excitement, apathy, numbness, the Seven of Wands. And with the Seven of Wands, it's almost somebody feeling defensive because they're quite numb. And I don't know if that's the challenge that's coming up against it, not being able to feel one way or another which direction to go. Because somebody's, yeah. I do like the runes, though. I do like the runes. We have Naudis, which is community, and also the need fire. What is needed, what is necessary. It's also the fire that they used to have in the center of the village, and everyone would take their food there to cook because people didn't have ovens. They just had or they'd go and get the fire and take it back to their houses. When they did have ovens, it's the communal fire, like the Olympic torch kind of thing. But it's what's necessary, what's needed, harnessing that will, that passion, that drive, what you want to happen, what direction you want to go in, and finding a way to harness that for what you need. And then he has Thurisaz, the rune of Thor, not the Marvel Thor, the actual god Thor. And Thor is the best way to describe Thurisaz is one is of protection, and they both work together in that way actually. That protection, like Sleeping Beauty, when she's at the castle and there's all the thorns to keep Philip out, is that kind of thorns, brambles, that sense of protection. But it's also with Thor, there's Thor was he was a bane to women basically. He just smashed things down. However, with Thurisaz, it is everything being smashed and obliterated, like a tornado's whipped through the town and they've smashed your house up to bits, or your world's completely obliterated. But what you have to realize is the elements that you need to build your life back up are all there. They're all in place. They're not maybe where they were at beginning, but they weren't supposed to be. There's a reason the tornado hit, and there's a reason everything's up in the air. And it's so you can look at the pieces spread out and go, okay, how do I put this back together? And if I'm putting it back together, how do I put it back stronger so that if a tornado comes through again, it doesn't get shaken? And it feels like what's really important right now is this energy of trying to protect someone who's trying to protect you and help you put the pieces back together by giving you what you need. But I do feel like there's an opportunity coming in for something to change, and it's a really tough decision. But he's capable of doing it. It just there's a want to protect everything. I really do feel like it's protection while this storm's hit. Need fire, building community. Thurisaz isn't a bad rune. None of them are bad. They're just how we perceive them as mere humans. Ok is the next one. The acorn. What do? We plant, we commit to planting an acorn, and it takes time and hard work and a lot of navigating of things to build it up to a mighty oak. And maybe this is what it is, this whole, taking something and looking at how it establishes as a mighty oak. A family tree, maybe. But yeah, within the next month or so, there's an opportunity coming up, which looks like a hardship, like there's going to have to be something to navigate around, but absolutely it's possible to do it. It just takes bullheadedness to do it. Hopefully that's helpful. There I am trying to put tarot cards in a rune bag. Family. Look at that. Family. See? Family. I think it's family related. Definitely home. Those that matter. I've just realized there's a rune on the side that isn't in my bag. So yeah. Hopefully that's useful in some way, Sam. Adam. I do. I love the runes. They are brutal and harsh, and I'm really delving with them at the moment. Properly delving. So yeah, I have Sammy as a for a reading, and I think I saw Cheryl said she had two. Let me just check the. I have two PayPals. I can't see it. That doesn't mean you haven't. It just means I've got to try and get it up on my phone. But Sammy has donated, so I will do that in a second. I can't work technology. I work out how to do a thing, and then I'm like, yeah, I can do that, but the rest of it, no. You're welcome, Sam. You know you guys can have it anytime anyway, so. Cheryl, I can't see yours. It doesn't come up. I'm not saying you haven't, it's just not come up. I will double check while I pull Sammy's. Maybe it's gone to my secret one. I have two, which is really helpful. They all get declared on the tax form, so don't panic. Oh yeah, it has. Cheryl, it has come in. It's coming to my secret one. How do you know about my secret one, Cheryl? It's my secret account. That's what I thought. How did you get my secret one? It's not really secret. One is Magpie Moon and one is Magpie Moonchild. They're both me. Because basically one day I put up a link with I put Magpie Moonchild at the end, and my PayPal is actually Magpie Moon. So yeah, it's very bizarre. Very bizarre. And then I put it up, and then I had to open the other one so people could actually pay it. So it was that was a crazy couple of days. And then ever since, Alison said, I'm going to send everything to your secret one. Oh, okay. Sammy, Sammy, Sammy. Okay. First of all, you have the Knight of Wands, and I feel like this is. I like this. The Knight of Wands is allowing yourself to follow impulse, to follow drive, to follow passion. And passion can be multiple things. It can be sexy energy, it can be creative energy, it can be traveling energy, it can be anger, it can be lust, it can be anything that goes to that kind of primal need, want. And the fact that it's the Knight of Wands means that it feels like there's a lot of stress, a lot of desire to just get out of there, to just get out and do anything, get out of a situation, because if you don't, it feels like you're just going to fly angry. And you then have the Ten of Pentacles. So for me, this is very much your world, familial world, physical world, and the desire for that to be secure, and not just for you, but for moving down the line as well. The future, family, your friends, everybody, sharing that with everybody and having that all around you in a healthy, harmonious way. And we have this bear and this bee, and normally I look at them and think, oh, they're the same. They're kind of, hardworking, they care about. But to me, it looks a bit like that. The bear wants to do its thing, and the bee's kind of there. I mean, they work together and they have the honey, but there's almost something about that bee being irritating and blocking the third eye. So I don't know if this is like frustrations with an almost like busybody, or who brings with them a swarm. And the bear's just like, I just want my honey. I just want what I need. I don't need. But we have the Knight of Wands, and then that moves into the Queen of Wands. You have your own brand of magic that when you step into it, you find the way to make things happen. And I don't know if it's the need to apply that magic in a way that you haven't before to kind of revolutionize it up. Maybe that's why we're going back to the night, like reworking it up. How would I do this if it was if somebody I was trying to teach technique to or to teach something to? Because it's all about, yes, being the bigger human, being the, the great, the more compassionate understanding. That's great. But when you have the power and the wisdom, you can push thresholds back in a different way. And then we have Kenaz and Ivaz, and I don't know if you journey, you meditate, the answer is in you. It's about how you access that, because that's bringing me access Mundi. Like, how do I access the journey that I need to go on, the wisdom that I'm seeking? How do I access that? So I think it's about approaching it in a different way, from a different point. Because obviously if you're in that kind of energy where it's everything's just frustrating you, then there is absolutely a need to get away from the situation. But then it's in order to you can gain more perspective when you step back from something. You can see more of the situation, and you may find another angle, another way in. You're being given strength. Also, an elephant never forgets. So maybe there's some angle that is to do with memory. Do you remember you said this? Do you remember you did this? Do you remember? You might forget, but I don't forget. Not saying like a list of crimes or whatever, but no, I remember, because I've been gaslit so many times that I now make sure I remember it the way that it actually is. And this is the word she used. And this was what we agreed to. The answer's already in you. It's just how you access it, how you approach it from a different position. And it is very much about harnessing the fire in a way that brings it out, to um, because it's Kenaz, so it's fire that we can handle. It's fire that isn't going to go beyond a torch. But then if you mishandle a torch, you can set a whole village on fire. But it's not. It's more harnessed. So yeah, maybe it's worth going within to get the fifth time journeying. Maybe it's worth doing it. Jared's really good at journeying. He can give you some pointers, although his is very. I think we go in with it and we have our experience that matches who we are and where we are on our path. Let's put it that way. I go in and it's sometimes scary, but not like it's terrifying for Jared. I think he that's a different style of journey, but we get the same messages, so we get what we're supposed to get in the way that we're supposed to get it. But I feel like there is a need to remember, somebody to remember. Be the elephant. I don't forget. You might forget, but I don't forget. And it's this, this, and this. And you might forget that your son never did this, or your daughter did this, or your friend did this. I just feel like there's a way to there's a fox on both of these, is to use cunning and tenacity and to apply your brand of magic as though you would if you weren't angry. Like if it was anybody that you weren't close to, it wasn't in the close circle, you use that magic, apply it, but you have this extra power. There's more power behind it, if that makes sense, because you feel it intensely, but it's applying it in a different way. And I keep staring at my Prazialite. which is heart-centered healing. And I swear, every time I see this, it looks more and more shattered every time. It has more and more to tell me. It's not shattered, you know what I mean, inclusions and stuff. But yes, you have strengths. Who's looking at playing with henna? Mendy. Oh my God, really hope that's not like an extra thing bolted on. Oh, well, we could do a Mendy party. No, that's not our faith. But yes, because it's somebody needs reminding that this is magic for a family unit. And it's who is part of those 10 pentacles, who is the close family, who is the legacy, what is the thing that stands the test of time. Oh, 10 of swords, you're so done with someone. I like that. Ace of wands, get creative, get driven. Hi everybody. Okay, so I have Cheryl and Amy. Okay, Cheryl, see what we have for you. Sorry, I'm not being rude. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anybody. Okay. Oh, Cheryl. How did you fare the full moon, Cheryl? Oh, there's a money spider on me. That's so cool. Do you know what? Money's been everywhere today. I put a question out to the universe today, and I said, if this is going to happen, give me a brown magpie, because I've seen one twice before, and it's always in the same place. And we were coming up to this line, this place where it is, and I went, and I just said to the universe in my head, didn't say out loud, and I said, oh, if this is going to happen for me, show me a brown magpie. And I kid you not, there was 2 black ones and 1 brown one right in the middle of the magpie within 20 seconds of doing that. So there you go. Don't ask. Was it that bad on the full moon? I love this full moon. I really felt into it. It was like, yes, I'm releasing anything, any pressures, any expectations I put on myself, the desire to be the best at something that can go. Play. I can make mistakes. It's all good. But then it's in my opposing sign, right? So I'm a Cancer. It's in Capricorn. So yeah, for you, it's brought up, from what I can see here, it's brought up again. Legacy, family, commitments, energetic commitments, and whether some of those need healing. The only thing you released was hormones. Ah, yes, I like this. Yes, it's good though, because Saturn ruling Capricorn. I'm not great with what rules what planet. How bad is that? I can tell you what each of the zodiacs is for, but I don't know the ins and outs of bits and bobs. That is one of the things I want to learn. I want to know. There's so many things I want to learn. Hence why I set up a spiritual development group, so someone can teach me and I will teach them what they want to know. There is something that you want to plant the seeds for. And I do think if there's things coming up, if there was things that came up in the full moon, it's because of this. It's like, I know I want to achieve this. And you have Yera and you have ER. And basically, Yera is the year. How we work our energy, how we set intention, how we follow it. Where do we want to apply ourselves? What do we want the end result to look at? Especially with ER being there as well, which is the basically this is where they used to hang the meat after it had died, basically to let it bleed or whatever. But it is the funeral pyre as well. So it's allowing things, honoring things that have given us gifts, taking that wisdom, but allowing everything else to kind of mulch down and allow it to I want to say permeate. Why do I want to say permeate? Permeate for the um permeate into the soil so that it can, nourish what's coming forth. And it's like you've planted something and then you've realized other things have to make space as you're planting things rather than it clearing down and then starting. So there's a bit of a crossover between what's leaving, and it's a slow process because it's like the death card. It's like slow process rather than like the tower that takes everything. So there is this need to allow things to go away slowly. They've already started, I think, but there's things leaving at the same time as new things are coming in, and it's a bit hard to marry up what energy's going with what. And so new things are coming in, so you may be thinking, well, that's leaving, and that's leaving. Is this going too? It's only just turned up. And I don't think that's the case. I think anything that isn't serving is going, but there needs to be an allowance, like a psychological, yes, I'm letting this go. A bit like Marie Kondo, right? When she does her tidying up. I love that. The only thing I've taken from that is how to fold. And when we get rid of something, we're grateful and we talk to the house. That's what she did when she was getting rid of things. She would hold it and go, thank you so much for what you've played, the role you've played, what you've brought to my life. Now release you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and lets it go. And then I don't know if there needs to be like a ceremony, like some sort of release ceremony for you where it kind of heals and gives you that process of letting go, letting that go. It's like you just need to almost sort of change the brain, go, well, that's gone now, and I've done that in my way. There's an element of control of letting that go. That's why we have funerals, right? Because that's so we have a moment to sit and ponder in this ritual to say goodbye. Because if we do the ritual, that means we've done that. We've honored that. We've closed that chapter. It's a ceremony to honor that. And I think there's some bits in your life that's like, hey, yeah, I need to tell my brain that this is ended. And so it's like a ritual for whatever it is that's going, or whatever you are finding hard to let go. It can be parts of ourselves. It can be parts of, like not having, having puffy hoodie eyes when I previously had bright eyes. Do you know what I mean? It's like my body's changed and I have to allow youth to go, if that makes sense. Or, you know, a job that we love but we can't go back to, and we allow that to go in some way by having this ritual of doing that, setting intentions of, I'm intending to release this. I'm intending to allow this to come in because that's going. Let's see what we've got in the Oracle deck for you. But it's like a healing, things that have come up, heart chakra. So yes, it's like there you go, spiritual suffering. It's finding a way to work through that spiritual suffering of loss or removal of things, the natural moving on of things. I hope that's useful in some way, Cheryl. Okay, Amy. Is Amy still here? I hope she's here. Amy Doherty. That's the only one you could find. I love that everybody, like, there's the odd person that knows my secret one. It's not secret, it's just Moonchild instead of Moon, but yeah, it does make me giggle. It does make me giggle. You're so welcome, Cheryl. Amy, let's see what we've got for you coming out. Whoop. Okay. For you, I'm going to get one more because there you go. Okay. I don't know if you're dealing with someone who is I feel like there's miscommunication in some way. There you go, you're there. I feel like there's miscommunication in some way, or I don't know if you're not being heard. And this is someone close to you. This is someone that you share secrets with, that you support each other, ride or die best friends, closest partner. It's your person that is it's to do with one particular relationship that would be close to you. It doesn't have to be your romantic partner, but it could be. But it's looking, there's an imbalance. Yes. Yes, do that, Zoe. I'm guessing that's Zoe. Do that. I miss the Fridays. Guys, if you when she puts it up, when they put it sorry, when they put it up, go to which SIDHE, she as in Faye. She gave me a reading. They gave me a reading that changed the whole relationship dynamic that I have with my husband, and we are in a completely different place 18 months later because of the reading that Zoe gave me. So check her out. Yes, for sure. Okay, perfect. So this relationship, there's miscommunication, and I don't know if there's an assessment at the moment of, is this worth it? They're not listening. There's kind of a, it's like an up in the air kind of, whether you commit more time and energy to this. And that's not to say that you're going to walk away necessarily from this relationship, but it's kind of this assessment, like, okay, what needs to be done, like what is lacking, what isn't working, kind of in a way to view to that you could see it going somewhere. You don't necessarily want a big the next step yet, but you're looking at it could go that way. And so assessing, hey, if this is going to go that way, do we need to look at how we communicate with each other? Because I care about you and you care about me, and clearly we care enough to support each other, but something is making somebody prickly. They're either somebody's not listening and the other person's responding and reacting to them rather than responding, and it feels like there's ever so slight somebody's not actively listening, or there's a slight difference in the love language. um for example, I'm like, I need tactile reminders, and I need somebody to say they love me or make a point of, hey, I love you, taking some time, or if I'm talking to them, for them to look me in the eye, which is funny because I might be autistic and that makes me not want to look in people's eyes, but you get what I mean. So um whereas my husband is like, he will just make me a meal, or he'll make sure the washing's done, or he'll do the little things. He's very low key. He's not all out with the thing that I love most about him is the thing that frustrates me the most is that he is middle of the road, whereas I'm the ups and downs, he's the middle of the road. So obviously there is this disconnect. And I don't know if there's a similar thing going on where it's the love language is ever so slightly different. So it's having to approach conversations in a way, or the way you deal with each other in a different way. Because from what I can see, there's passion for each other. And I think the need is to, I don't know if things, because there's so much pentacle energy in the middle of this, you've got like emotion and chatter and, and things being great. And then there's this, hey, something's lacking in certain area. And because it's a Knight of Swords, I'm seeing that it's potentially not evolved into fully formed, having fully productive conversations. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And I don't know if there's a need to blow some steam and to get the energy moving again, in that go and have some fun, go and have a weekend where there's carved special time, so you can go and have some fun and find that place where you actually found each other before, and go, oh, and just witness how that happened, or what it felt like, or how you accessed each other, because that's the thing that made you connect in the first place. So it's not like recovering the spark necessarily. It's, well, maybe, but by having some fun, you take the pressure off. Yeah. And I think it is just about having some fun. Oh, I love this. I do love this. This is probably doesn't feel very. We have, oh, the rune. This is one of my favorite runes. It's Gar, and Gar is Odin's spear. Okay, and it's about Odin's spear, and it's about how we access as well. It's how we access knowledge and wisdom, how we access things. But it's also Odin's spear. He could chuck it in any direction and it would always hit its target. And I don't know if that's a reminder. And you have Daggers, which is also cycles and phases and ups and downs and constriction and expansion, um, and finding that center point where you have two kind of opposite facing elements, but they mirror each other. They're balanced. A bit like these two of cups and the birds facing each other as well. They're balanced, they're opposites. So It's about finding that point where you meet, because this is something that will go through phases. That right now it's in a period of constriction. There's miscommunication, and yeah, maybe this is about, hey, go and blow off some fun, have some fun, go and do something exciting. And then there's the energy of, it's tough right now, but I know we'll make it through it. This is just a phase. This is just a storm. But I think there's a need to communicate. I think the internet's gone. Oh no, it's back. Um, yeah, sorry. So if there's a need to communicate, there's a need to recognize that this is ebb and flow, that sometimes one person needs support and the other person will pick them up, but overall it will balance out. There is a sweet spot in the middle where you both meet. And it does feel fated. I don't throw around soulmates that are fated very often, but this does feel like it's that. There's a reason you met, there's a reason that you support each other. And although you're very different, there is a point at which you meet, and you just have to find that spot, that point, by having fun, by going out on a date, by going, to the place that you both have the most fun and have the giggles, because it's like you just need to blow out the stress, the tension, blow off the steam. It's like a pressure cooker. Yeah, and that's really hard, right? When you're both struggling, because then you start spiraling. Um, so if it's necessary, I'm going to pull an oracle card. If it feels necessary, I don't know if there's a way to access counseling for one or both of you together. Um, and it's a perfectly okay to do that. Just because you're not at breaking point doesn't mean you don't, benefit from counseling in any way. We go decisions. I think, yeah, there's a lot of decisions to make. And we have the feminine. And I think that's part of it too. Sensual expression. Maybe there is sensual, sexual aspects to this, but again, sensual expression is also, hey, I'm showing you that I care by stimulating this sense, sound, telling you the words, tactile touch, a smell like the smell of beautiful flowers, or wearing their favorite perfume, or But I think the way to go about it is to be in the more going with the going with the flow, understanding emotions, being the empathetic energy of, I understand where you're coming from, trying to both understand the other point of view, and then finding again that point in the middle. There are some big decisions. Trust your gut with one of them, by the way. It's a phase. It's constriction right now, and right before when you have constriction, it comes right before massive expansion. Ah, okay, that's why it's so hard, right? You understand everybody else. It's the whole world. I feel like there's 6 people involved with this. You will know by the crescent moon in about 2 weeks' time. You will know what way to go. You will know which way to go. Right now, things are on a knife edge, right? It's really hard to gain perspective when you're right in the mix. And I think, yeah, again, going in and blowing off the steam, getting out of that headspace, out of the environment just for a little while can kind of give you that clarity that's needed as well. I can see that you both want to fight. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, and these are both people that will step up and defend those that they love, that they care about. But also, sometimes they do that without recognizing, um, with the best intentions, but the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands can't sustain that in some way. And so they have the best intentions, but they can't always follow through. Whereas if you have a Knight of Pentacles or took on more than, oh, okay. That may be that, yeah, you weren't ready to take that on. That doesn't mean between you that you can't. do that and navigate that. Just because you weren't ready doesn't mean you can't adapt. Knights also adapt. They're action takers. You just need to assess the whole situation. And by working together, you will work out a situation. If it's financial, look at the budget, look at where the money goes. Is there a way to reduce it? If it's, yeah. Honestly, it's sweet, beautiful love. It's just the best wood in the world. It just needs a little bit of energy and input in the right place, and you can make it successful. You just need to survey and research. And I'm going to get one more on that. Ace of Wands. Creative. Get creative. Have fun. Get creative. Have fun. Sexy times if it applies. Ace of Wands again. I swear. Yeah, you will find a creative solution when you take yourself out the situation. It's like inspiration will go. I know what I have to go and look at. It will come. It will come. It's really feeling crescent moon in it's about 2 weeks time till the crescent moon. So yeah, and that's waxing rather than waning potentially. If it's the waning one, then it would be like about 4 or 5 days before that. 10 days, so 10 to 14 days. Hopefully that's helpful, Amy. Okay. Where are we? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? So let's do some. Should we do runes? Should I just go off go and do the runes? Let's play with the runes. So if you'd like a tarot, let me know you want a tarot. Obviously, if you donate, let me know you've donated. There's no obligation to donate, by the way. I just honor those that do because, or a payment or a tip or whatever it is, it all goes through the thing. So yeah, if you like a tarot, ask for a tarot. If you want a rune, ask for a rune. Let's do it that way, shall we? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So yeah, rune tarot, rune tarot. Amy Jane Pryor, you want a tarot? Let's do this. Oh my God, Ace of Wands. You have the Maiden of Cups underneath. I feel for you. This is, if you feel inspired, follow it, go with it, follow your intuition, dream the dream, start that project, or at least look into that project, that thing you want to do. Get curious. I feel like you are going to find a way because there's something you've wanted to do. There's something that you really want to do or develop, and there's an opportunity to do that. Inspiration is hitting. Whether you go and do the thing right now, I don't know, but the call is coming in for you. And that's an Ace of Wands, which means that that opportunity is never really going to pass you by. You can grab it when you choose to, but I feel like you're going to realize there is an opportunity to go and do that thing. Maybe travel, maybe do some sort of art, craft, following thing. Which Alison? Alison Roberts or Alison May? I love it. 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 Keep doing it. Go with it. Follow the call. Follow where you feel it's going. Trust your instincts. It's got to come from here and here. It can't go from amazing, Amy. It's got to be heart and gut. The brain, when it gets involved, makes you doubt and it stops the flow. So yes, heart and gut. You can do it with 2 wells. Oh wow, I'm going to shake them up because that's just come up again. Oh, amazing. That rune just jumped out. Who was I going to with runes? Kim. That rune just jumped out for me. Ah, yay, it's my rune of the day. Okay. You have Perthrow. Perthrow is about taking chances that you can make a fully informed decision. You can have all the things at play. Whatever it is you want to take a chance with or go for, the time is really now. I'm glad, Amy. It's the gambler's cup, so we're shaking the dice. Like, we know what the chances are that what we're betting on is gonna come out, and so we're taking the risk. And even if that's stacked to, like, 90% sure it's gonna happen, you throw them, and there's still a chance that the 10% doesn't work out, but what's the worst that would happen if it didn't work out? I feel like you have to look at that side of it rather than, yes, take the leap, take the jump. You've got the best chance now for doing it, which it absolutely is. It's the best chance that you could do it. It's that, like I say, it could be 90%. It's just what holds you back is fear that that 10% happens, that it's the 10%, it's the 1 in 10 chance that comes up. So I think you need to go, well, what's the worst that could happen if it didn't? Because I don't, as much as you really want it, I don't think it's necessarily awful if it doesn't work out. I don't see it not working out, but I feel like it's the not working out that's holding you back. It's like that Dr. Pepper, actually, that's a really bad example. What's the worst that could happen? And then they show you the worst that could happen. But it is that kind of energy of, oh, what's the worst that could happen? What have I lost if it doesn't work out the way I thought it would? And who knows? It might not work out the way you thought it would or hoped it would, but it could work out in the way that is so much better than you expected. So yeah, it's about, going, okay, now's the time to put this gamble. I'm ready to shake the cup and roll the dice and see where it falls. It's a lovely rune. I've enjoyed playing with that today. I'm going through all of them, and then I'm pulling them all, and then I'm going to do like weekly things. I'm going to play with the runes like I played with tarot about 5 or 6 years ago. When you know something and then you go, I need to know every little bit of this. I need to make it like soft, like pulled pork, so I can pull it apart. That's what I'm doing. I'm pulled porking my thing. Oh, the Astro dice. I've got 2 packs of those. I bought two sets of Astro dice. They're both in their wrappers. I said this to Sammy the other day. 'Cause Sammy does Astro dice, so I really like them. You can get tarot dice too. You can get all sorts of dice actually. Rune dice, loads. It's loads of different types of dice. Actually, I was getting Terry to make me a set. He's making another set of runes tonight. He was going to sit here and do it with me over there while I was on, because obviously I was going to have a different angle. He was going to sit there and do his runes tonight, but we got in late from seeing the sea. So, because he made these for me from the apple tree in our garden. It's apple or cherry. I think it was cherry tree in our garden. Yeah, it's cherry. Okay. Let's have a look. Alison Roberts for tarot. Alison Roberts for tarot. So yeah, guys, let me know. I'm going to move through these quite quickly. So if you want tarot, say tarot. If you'd like rune, say rune. If you want it on a specific thing, tell me. You're so welcome, Kim. Alison Roberts. 7 of Pentacles. Prickly. I do feel like somebody is being prickly with you. I do feel like this is somebody being prickly with you, off with you. And they're a beautiful person, but there's something standoffish about them. And I feel like you're looking for the right time, or you're looking at the whole picture and looking at what point do you take action on something, because this just needs an ace, right? To make this an 8, which means it is paid off. I feel like something is slightly underperforming or underwhelming at the moment, a person or a job, and you're looking like, okay, if I need to make this work, where do I need to put my energy in? At what time do I need to do that? But it's the 7 of Pentacles, not the 8 of Cups. So it looks like you will be putting more effort in. It just needs iced tea, by the way, people, not wine. It's like it just needs assessment of when and where. And maybe even look at using moon phases to look at the best time to be productive. There's something, because it has the moon phases across the top. I feel like someone is just feeling very tender, and so that's why they're responding in a prickly way. It's like a defense. It's like they're on defense and it's finding the right way. Hey, Jared. So, yeah, they're prickly for a reason. What that is, I don't know. Normally, they're wonderful and beautiful and share everything. It's just something about them feels closed off and defensive. So, it's approaching in the right way and applying it, assessing it before you go in and apply that energy. Beverly Cook. Let's see what we get for Beverly Cook. Beverly, I feel like I'm going to blush in your energy. Like my cheeks just want to go red and blush. What is that? Let's get you a rune. Oh, you got two. Ah, we have Hagalaz and Tyvars. You're so welcome, Alison. Hagalaz, hail. I feel like this is, you've been hit over and over and over again. And I feel like you shut yourself away or retreated a little bit. You put a shield up, a barrier up to the whole world because you kept getting hit. And so you're like, well, if I'm just going to keep getting hit by all this, I'm putting a shield up that you can hit that instead. And I really want to hear sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. So maybe this is words, cutting words, coldness, battered by coldness to the point where you just put like a shield up, like a barrier up so that it can't hit you. You detach yourself from exposing yourself, your true self to the world, because every time you have, you get battered back. And then we have Tyvars, which is the rune of Tia, but I feel like this is more about your true, authentic self. Like you've shrunk your true self back to for so long because of this being battered that it's almost like now's the time to go. You can't hurt, your words can't hurt me. I'm not going to let you hurt me. I'm going to be who I am, and if you don't like it, you can take yourself off somewhere else. I'm wearing that, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. I don't care what you think. This is who I am. This is the path I want to go on. This is the way I feel called to be. I'm following my North Star, not your North Star, my guiding light. I went inside and I found it, and now I know where I need to go. So although you've retreated away from the world, you've retreated away in the world that has actually probably been productive, actually, because you've gone in and almost like hermit mode, which is very cold and isolating. But it's retreating back, assessing who you are and what you need, and then going, right, this is where I'm going. So if you're not in that space where you're stepping out in your authentic self, it's okay to take a bit of time in there. Just remember to come back out again, because if you get stuck in there, then it is lonely and isolating. You step away from the world and it is cold and lonely. So take the time absolutely to, and ice is frozen water, and water holds memories. So there's a need to thaw some of that coldness, to warm that up and glean the wisdom from what you hid. It's almost like you put yourself on ice, the true you on ice, so that everybody else could see the mask, and the mask took the hits or whatever. But it's like you need to thaw this ice now, because some of this stuff, this knowledge, this wisdom, this truth that's in you is really necessary, and the world needs it. And you need to go out and bring that to the world, because that there's a reason you came in as this person, and the world needs it right now. It may only be the people around you, or it may be that you go and be your true self and it inspires 20 other people to go and be who they're supposed to be, because they're like, oh my God, she's inspired me to go and do that. So yeah, let the feelings, those things that you've held on ice, or held for a while, it's time to start throwing them back a little bit, unlocking the secrets, unlocking those little bits of you. And thawing can take time, and it can take a while, but it will be worth it. Also, Tyvars is about justice. So Don't forget, karma will get anybody that damaged you. I like to think so. Okay, where am I going? So if you want tarot, ask tarot. If you want a rune, ask rune. Put rune. If you want something specific to be read on, let me know. I can do all these things. I can do all the things. I can do all the things. And while I'm waiting for someone to say rune or tarot, um, anybody wants to, they can come and join. It's free. It's free, by the way, people. This is free. As that is the rule in the spiritual development group. Be kind to each other, and it's free. There is no promotion of businesses. There's no. Okay, who is that? I want to. I really want to say. Let's see. Because it's coming up with Facebook user. So I'm going to assume that's Zoe, but I don't want to assume it's Zoe if I'm not with Zoe. Runes. Okay, you want the harshness of runes? Okay. I love the harshness of runes. It's what I need at the moment. It's like the runes now is like what the wild unknown was to me about 5 years ago. Let's go deep. It's gonna hurt, but we need to go. Okay, okay. I can't even see where you are. I want to say you're in the nest. Magpie nest. It is Zoe. Have you done your what the actual? I need to see that reading. From a lost one, Kayleigh. I'm primarily runes. Sometimes someone comes through. I'm assuming you mean from the other side. Beverly, it's only like that because Jared taught me how to read them. And if you want a very profound reading, go and get one from Jared. Another person who changed my whole life with readings and giving me a tool. Runes are fun. Yes. Zoe, for you. Mental health runes. You have Ia, which is it doesn't look like very much actually, but they never are. And you have Sovilu, and I like Sovilu. Um, I do feel like that's part of that. I was about to say Sovilu was appropriated by some right-wing organizations. Is that the way to put that? They were appropriated and stolen, and they've not been used in a great way. So I feel like there's part of that something's been stolen or appropriated, and that there is something about that I don't feel like it's necessarily that the runes were stolen by them. So that's why you have to be careful what you get tattooed on you, because yeah, some of them aren't great. But I don't know if this is something that there's an injustice on something that's spiritually related, or appropriation of some kind, or some sort of cause that isn't right. There's been an injustice in some way, or something stolen. That's just an echo. That's not the main thing that's coming through. It's just an echo that there's something about that, standing up for that. But with Ia and Sovilu, I mean, together they're really good, because it's almost like Ia to me is basically the pulling back of the arrow. And I know they were Alice, and I have a whole thing about whether 9 days, and there's a whole thing. And it is about people using my energy. Yes. Okay, so that's what that is. Excellent. So with the ear, it's the bow and the arrow. It's pulling it back. It's the potential energy that you have, and you know you have this potential, and it's about focusing it in some way. And I don't know if you've been trying to work out where to focus your energy, where to aim for. And I know that's really hard with um, ADHD brain to focus on anything. And with that being so, Vilo, if you really want to focus on it, you're going to have to make that bring you dopamine joy in some way. to give you the clarity and the focus that you need to be able to hone in and get done what you want to do. Oh my God, why have I got Mary Poppins spoonful of sugar in my head? Anyway, it is this potential, and you know you have it there to unleash. It's just about honing where that goes to and making sure that you are in getting enough of a dopamine hit at the end of it to bring you that joy moment, that sense of satisfaction, that it's fulfillment and it's the sun. It's the joy and the fun. Also, you may be literally holding yourself back from fun for whatever reason right now. Like the potential to be happy is right there. You just have to, again, be prepared to pull that. Oh, no, sorry, Roxy. No, that's not happening. Get your own page, get your own thing, do it properly. Please don't engage with scammers, honestly. Roxy Hall, bye. I don't know how you got through my things as well. Um, okay. So it's just doing it for unlocking all that creativity, that stuff that's in you, but doing it for fun. It's a different motivation. Doing it for fun, just because, just for curiosity. Yeah, it always looks like a tree house to me as well. Do you want a tree house? Is that what it is? I know I'd want to go and play in a tree house. On Zeus, manifesting the words, the verbiage. Do you have to talk to make yourself like know that it's fun? Is there a different way of unlocking it through words? Oh, okay. So maybe that's you don't know how to approach art or craft from a place of contentment or joy. So it's a whole new kind of retraining. Like you know what you need is there. It's how you reaccess that. How do you focus and pull that out with joy? What if you have on Zeus? That's about communication. Maybe it's about getting some guidance and wisdom from someone that does do it for. Do you know Dina? Dina is like the happiest spiritual puppy in the world. Like she has the biggest, most compassionate heart, and she is just so creative. And she always seems to be happy because I feel like it's just getting. It's not a lot that you need. It's just like, hey, could you just help me access this in a certain way? She's in Ascending Butterflies, Zoe, Dina, and she's also light language Dina as well. A lot of dragon energy. But I feel like it's not that you need a lot, it's just communicating with someone that can help you pull it out in that new way. It's like learning it's like having tarot and runes, and you know how to access everything with tarot, but you've got to learn how to access it with runes. It's like something different. It was always from crisis or disassociation distraction before. Yeah, and you don't want to be creating drama just so you can access it. It's like I know how I can access it. I just need a different tap into the tree. So yeah, just connect with someone who does. And I think Dina does a workshop kind of thing that will help you tap in that way. She does that, but it's like it's all there. It's just instead of yeah, it's a different tool, different way to access the same thing. Oh yeah, yeah, of course I can. One of them's the Northumbrian Giants rune, so that's that's cool. Yeah, hopefully that's helpful in some way. I always do that. I always hope that it's useful in some way. They haven't told me that, Kayleigh, because. But yeah, I will send you the picture of those runes in there because it is. Yeah, one's a Giant's rune, one's a Northumbrian rune. So the other two are Elder Futhark, but the other one is. Yeah. So yeah, I love it when you get a scammer. You can just block them. Hi everybody. Odin, yes, Alison. Odin. I have I have opinions of Odin. I don't think he's wholly bad. I just think someone that decides they're going to martyr themselves or sacrifice themselves to themselves on a tree for 9 days and then stab themselves with a spear and then declare that he has done enough to take it, um, that just, I mean, it's great that he has that level of self-worth and self-knowing that he knows he's done enough, but it just felt like, hey, where was the Fisher King for all this going on? Where was the gatekeeper that was like, oh yeah, you've done enough. Here, have the prize, not rip it and take it. That part I don't really like. The fact that he took it, there was the sacrifice to give it. You have to have sacrifice for knowledge, but anyway, as a whole, these are the musings that I have. Like today, I've just sat having musings. It's been a very meandering day today, which actually I'm going to go and do that. Yeah, there is such a lot of it in there, which I get. And today, actually, I've been looking at the dynamic between goddess in the Celtic histories, between goddess and the god, and how that relates to deer. And maybe I'll have to talk about that in my spiritual musings, reindeer and deer in particular, how they how they pick mates to propagate sometimes it's for cunning and sometimes it's for brute strength, knowing they can protect the herd in some way for them to be the leader, and that the goddess is there because she has a role which is nurturing, and it is a remarkable piece of learning today for me. So yeah, maybe I'll bring that up on Sunday. Who knows? Because on Sunday I'm going to have my little sit down circly thing, and if in the spiritual development group, and if anybody wants to bring that in, bring in and sit with me, and I'm going to have like a Zoom call, but also stream it in the group so we can have people that want to join and people that don't. I'm going to have to seriously. It's so funny. On my public page, everybody comes up with their name as soon as they go in the group. Is that Dina? Zoe, Dina has actually commented on this post. So that post. So Dina is on there if you want to find her. Hi, Lauren. So yeah, I'm not ignoring anybody on the other group. It's just, I just think we lost the dynamic somewhere along the line. It worked really well like 30,000 years ago. Why did we go and mess it up? They have phases. Okay, where am I going next? Do you want a rune or do you want the tarot? That's all you need to do. Oh, she's on that. She's on the Nest group page post further up. Although you might not be able to see it until the live's finished. I don't know how you're accessing it. So yeah, if anyone wants a reading, let me know. Hi, Shaz. I am loving some of the things that people are putting on the little prompt things in the development group. So I put up a post like, I'll get a card. Well, no, I know that. It's like Prometheus, right? But Prometheus, the judgment, when he took it, was deemed by Zeus, hey, you stole that. This is the cost. What annoys me with Odin is he deemed what the cost was. Whether he did it for the right intentions or not is debatable. But I don't like the fact that he was the one who did the measure of whether he'd earned them or not. So therefore it's theft. Okay, Lauren, runes for you. They're both undertones. Hagalaz and Ingvars. Interesting. Seeds. They're both seeds. You're planting seeds. Some need to be planted in winter and some need to be planted in spring. Both. One requires warmth, passion, drive to get it to be productive. And the other one requires commitment, determination, energetic input. One's instinctual. You have two things to do. One is a passion project, which you already have you already have everything you need for it. You just need to allow your animalistic instinctive drive to get that to come into being. Passion will drive that one, sheer willpower. The other one takes a bit more conscious thought and looking at how the dynamics work for it. Again, the potential's all there. You just have to actively look at how it's a more practical, logical, logistical kind of commitment to it, perhaps even financial aspect to it. But there's two potential products, and you can absolutely do that. Maybe one was planted in winter, and maybe one was planted in spring, whatever. But there is one that is cold and needs thawing, and there's another one with fire and passion, and the other one is needs water, emotions, and physical input, tangible input. Both can reach their potential. You just have to make sure you use the right tool for the right job, the right energy for the right job. They don't even have to be two similar things because they're two very different things. It's almost like one needs fire and one needs water because one has the water that needs unlocking and the other one has everything else. Does it mean work project or life? It's just two potentials. One does feel like work. I'll be honest. Ingvar's feels more like it's a physical work project to me because you would need the tangible results. Hagalaz feels more like a life thing because it's potential that's already within you that maybe was frozen. The potential was frozen a few years ago, and it's been cold and left in coldness and darkness and kind of ignored and stored. And it's almost like you need to allow that passion, fire, drive to thaw that out. It feels like a personal thing with Hagalaz. Water holds memory, so this is just you remembering who you are or what you're capable of and the magic that you have. Um, yeah, may well be heart. People, it's like Anna in Frozen, right? As you've said that, when as much as she loves her sister, she does that, and she almost dies because Elsa hit her with the coldness. Maybe that's what made you put this part of you on hold, this potential on hold, because somebody hit you in the heart with a cold barb, and that's what froze this seed, this potential in you. I love it when Frozen comes up. So yeah, the work one is about you don't have a heart of stone. You have a heart that has taken hit after hit. Sometimes it hit you directly, and sometimes you heard from someone else that someone had been saying the things. But whatever it was, it put you on hold and it made you shut down that part of you. But that part of you is still there. You just need to warm it back up. And maybe, just maybe, it's like Elsa, right? With love. That sounds so corny, but maybe it is unconditional love that you bestow upon yourself or you allow others in to love you, but it'll warm it up and thaw out that cold heart. But that ruthlessness can make the other project work. So it's that fine balance between the two. I hope that's useful in some way, in some way, Lauren. I'm having to keep going back to my phone to see the comments on the group. Okay, Liz, runes. You do not. I just love that people think they have a heart of stone and they don't have a heart of stone. Perthrow again today. I'm going to get you another one. And Gabo. Okay. 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 You're so welcome, Lauren. I mean, to me, this is just taking a chance on something, giving it a go. And with Gabo being there as well, it's like, give it a go, but make sure you're getting back what you put in, that there is equal exchange. There is giving and receiving, both are sacrificing, both are gifting. There's balance. It doesn't have to be the same thing given back and forth either. You can trade a cow for like a year's supply of bread. if you both deem that that's equal exchange. But there is a need to go into that, to take the chance with that, being very aware that you're going to have to potentially put boundaries in there that make sure that stays healthy, that there is give and take. So if say this is like, hey, I'm going to go for that job, just know that you can go in there and refuse the overtime. You don't have to do it. Or if you are going to do overtime, make sure you get paid. Or and I don't even know if part of this is you trying to price something. And I don't know if you're going to undersell yourself, underquote yourself, because I feel like you're going to go, this and this is the materials and this, but I want to make sure I get it. So I'm going to undercut myself to a certain extent, undersell myself, undervalue myself so that I get it. Like doing a deal. Don't undersell yourself. Go in there with the, hey, this costs this because it's this much an hour and it's this amount of work. And so you need to recompense me at this rate. If it is about work, it feels like work, but it could also be taking a chance in a relationship, or just make sure that you're getting back what you put in and that you're giving back what you're getting as well. Sometimes we look at what we're not getting instead of what we're not giving. But there is a risk factor to this. There is a chance of loss in some way that I don't necessarily see happening, because Gaber would imply that the effort that you put in, the risk that you take, you will get the payback of that at least equally. But yes, take the chance. Just make sure you have boundaries and you honor your own energy. Okay, where are we? 20 to 11. Okay. If anybody else wants to read, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You can tell I've been watching Kath and Kim. Look at my, Kimmy. Look at my, look at my. I love that program so much. I've been saying that for years, right? I've been going, look at my, all the time for years to my husband. Like we've been together like 17 years. And only 2 weeks ago, he watched Kath and Kim for the first time and he went, "Oh, that makes sense." And I was like, "I've been saying that to you for years. You've never asked me what that was." Like, what? Anyway, of course, Bronwyn. Of course, I can. Bronwyn, named after one of my, or the same name as one of my favorite goddesses. She came to me once in a journey. It was so much fun. Oh, wow. So it's not a fun rune. Well, it is a fun rune. I think they're all fun, but it's not one of the more positively received runes. The first one, we have Thurzaz, the rune of the thorn, and also the rune of Thor. And then we have Ivars. Avars. I get this and the other one because there's one there difference. Avars. Evars. I always think it looks like the summation. Anyway. No, is it Epsilon? I can't remember. You can ask a question, of course, Cynthia. Just let me know if you want me to answer it with tarot or runes. With this, I feel like if this is to do with a relationship, because that's the rune of the horse, and we have this Thor energy here. And I don't know if there is somebody that is so determined that you do something in a certain way, in a certain time. And this feels like that harsh masculine, keep going, I want it, I will have it, I will take that kind of the toxic masculine energy of Thor that comes through with that. It's putting a strain on a relationship, or whether that's a work relationship or whatever, because a horse can't do the journey if they're not being given time to rest, if they're not being given time to recover, if they're not being given time and space and their energy and the, because when you have a horse and a rider, it's a relationship, right? Both need each other. the rider needs the horse to carry them on the journey, to carry the load, but the rider needs the horse needs a rider to find food, to find water, to know where they're going, to navigate. So there is this symbiotic kind of relationship between horse and rider. And so their relationship is a journey too. So I don't know if this is some element of deconstruction or something happening, and someone's in survival mode and they can be being quite bullheadedness, destructive, um, finding work a bit difficult at the moment. Okay. Difficult, not destructive. Difficult. And it does feel like that maybe there's a need to um, look at what is or isn't working in that relationship with work. What isn't healthy? What, because Thor is unhealthy, he's toxic. But but it's also the rune of the thorn, which is protection and boundaries and thresholds that kind of keep the toxic at bay, that it protects. I mean, you think of a rose, it's beautiful, but it has thorns, so you can't pick it and take it. You have to navigate that in a gentler way. So, whether this is a need for protection, whether that's you speaking up and setting some sort of boundary, having a boundary saying, hey, this is not acceptable. Hey, this isn't healthy. Hey, I need some help with this. It's speaking up, making sure that you are setting thresholds and boundaries and protecting your energy, because I don't think you can carry on flogging yourself the way you are. And I don't mean flogging yourself like you're over, maybe you are overworking, I don't know. But there's also the stress element as well attached to that, that you can't keep going on being stressed. If you want to stay there, you need to look at what you require for that to be a healthy relationship with that thing, which is work, that environment. How do you protect yourself in that environment? Do you speak up when something's not right? Do you know who to go to if you need some form of defense or protection, like a union or something? Okay, people are trying to take over your role. Then you go, sorry, that's my role. I'm capable of doing it. It's in my job description. I will do that. Set boundaries with them, push back against them. With the thorn, maybe you need to be a little bit prickly. So, because a thorn, it doesn't come out and hit you, but it says, if you come near me, I'm going to cut you. No, I'm going to hurt you. You're going to feel the sting. There's going to be a consequence if you come and grab this rose. There will be, if you come and claim it and take it, you will have thorns, and there will be consequences for doing that. So I feel like there's a need for boundaries there. Make very clear, this is my garden. Do not come in it. Yeah, just be one. Just be one. The confidence comes later. Just say, hey, no. Hey, no. Okay. Cynthia Brown. Cynthia Brown. Is your adopted sister doing things to hurt you? Oh, that one wants to go. No. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're safe from them. I don't know if they've hurt you before in the past, um, but I feel like they can't reach you now, and now is a time to heal what has happened. I feel like you're feeling echoes of things that have happened, things coming and triggering. Um, yeah. I feel like there's echoes of that, perhaps, of what they've done in the past. I think they've done a lot of things in the past, but you can now see the wood for the trees. I think they were trying to convince you there wasn't any trees, and now there's trees. And you're like, oh, I can see the wood for the trees. And then you have the Four of Swords, which is about healing, and anything that they did is now, you're now in that kind of, the Six of Swords is moving from a place of attack, feeling unsafe, and finding a place of refuge where you can then heal and assess where you want to go next. And right now, this is you're safe from them. Like they can't reach you at the moment. It's about you healing those wounds and building you back up so that you feel like you're in a place where you are functioning and productive and you have everything you need materially around you. It may be reduced slightly. I don't know how many people took your side on something and how many people took that side on something. Um, but you have enough for you to be supported, for you to start healing, to start building you up, to doing the work on you. Even when we are in a place of refuge, we know we're safe from that initial attack. We still worry. We still have flashbacks. We still have echoes while we work through what happened. But I do feel like you are safe from them. Yeah. If you don't want to talk to them, don't talk to them. Honor your own energy, honor your own heart space. You don't have to engage with them if you don't want to. You don't know if to stop communication. Only you can make that decision. I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to maintain communication. If you do, keep it civil, keep it at formalities. It's up to you what level. I think you find talking to them and working with them. Um, by the way, thank you for that you've moved to a different continent. Like I am in across an ocean from you. That is also what that card means, but there was no water on it. That's made my whole day. It's up to you. If you want to be cold and ghost and just be polite, hey, I'll like something on your Facebook, or we'll drop a note sometime, or must catch up and then never do it. I mean, that's one way to do it. Keep the boundary. But I feel like you'll communicate, but you won't ever let them in. You won't let them in. You won't trust them with your most tender energy and spot. I feel like there's boundaries there now that you can put in place. Whether it comes back at a different point, I don't know. But right now, I think you don't want, boundaries. Do I give you one last chance? Maybe, but not right now. I'm recovering and licking my wounds from what just happened. So, as long as you're putting protection up, they can't hurt you. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, withholding, protecting the heart space, playing your cards close to your chest. Don't give too much away with them. Protect it. If you want any sort of relationship, don't overshare anything that's close, if that makes sense. Any close details. Things that you wouldn't want the office gossip knowing about. Okay, where are we? Hour and a half. Yeah, I think I'm at 10 to 10, 10 to 11. So I'm gonna stop there. I think I'm gonna honor my energy. So thank you to everybody who let me read for you tonight. It's really fun to do them with just runes. I can't remember when I've last done that. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to book I never promote that. If anybody wants to book a personal reading, you can do that on magpiemoonchild.com. It takes you to the availability in your time zone. If you want to do whatever, book whatever. You're so welcome, Cynthia. That's what it's for. That's what my job is. It's to give you clarity and read the energies for you so you can navigate them. If anybody, I mean, I'm running a course in September it's a 10-week course, 20-hour course in September. So it's 10 weeks for an hour and a half to 2 hours of content each week. And we teach everything to do with tarot on that. So if anybody wants to join that, message me, let me know. Again, there are details on the website if you want to know how much it is, what's in the course, that kind of thing. And yeah, if anybody just wants to develop generally in spiritual ways, like if you want to, find out a little bit about runes, or you want to find out a little bit about soul language or meditation, or, soul art or anything like that, building your own intuition, your own inner guidance system. I've got this group, the spiritual development group, on Facebook. It's all free. There's only two rules. One is be nice to each other, be kind, play nice, be respectful, don't be judgmental, don't belittle, demean, that, generally being kind. Um, energy. And the other one is that no businesses get promoted. You don't say, hey, can you follow my page? Or, you know, drag in lives from other pages, because it's not about page promotion. It's not even about promoting my page. um I created it through my page, so sometimes it switches between my profile, me, and Magpie Moonchild, but I'm just sharing the same things, whether it's that or the other. It's not to necessarily promote my page. I just thought there was a Tracy told me to create a space like that. But yeah, on Sunday evening, I think it's going to be about 8 o'clock. I've got to check with one person that I know wants to come and talk about a couple of things with me, like we do. Um, and we'll be on there. And we'll just sit and we'll mull over the world, what's happening. But yeah, I just want to do these kinds of chats on different topics in there. So, like, I've written out a whole A4 sheet, like all these different things. So like shadow working, journaling, twin flames, what they mean, and soulmates, and looking at elementals, different types of divination, um, energy healing, all these wonderful modalities and things that we can do. Like even like myths and legends and things like that, the benefits of hypnotherapy. I kind of want to bring everything in to that environment, so we can all learn together. So you can go, hey, do you know what? That's really caught my ear, eye, interest. I want to follow that rabbit hole. And it's a bit like having a spiritual roundabout. You just keep going around. We're all in there and we're going, oh, I kind of like that road. And they go, I know that road. Do this. It's that kind of thing. And then you come back to your roundabout and choose where you want to go next. Um, but yeah, like astrology, moonology, deities, I want to look into all of it. Hedge witchery, herbs and potions and tinctures, and I just want to learn all these different things. And we have a couple of people in there who are mentoring. I'm mentoring in there too, um, in whatever way. And I'm trying to work out what mentoring even means. Um, but I might just have like a session where I just sit with someone and we do a few activities. And Um, I'm in no means am I an expert in what what I'm doing, but I mean, this sounds weird. I was self-taught to an extent. The runes, I had a teacher with Jared. Alison sat with me and helped me develop, but it was very much like, well, you can do that if you want to. And I was like, and now I sit there and go, if I want to do something, I can do it. That sounds cocky, but it's because that's where confidence comes from, right? You start trusting your intuition, and you do it. Um, Also, if you have a card deck and you want to develop reading, you can go on there and do readings. Or it doesn't just have to be cards. Whatever it is that you have, you can absolutely come on and do a live about it, or do a post about sharing what your modality is, or what your part of the path has looked like, what your past path has looked like. It's a place where we all share our stories in the collective peer kind of teaching way. So yeah, I just wanted a safe carved space where we're all learners, and we're all teachers, and we're all learners, and we alternate and oscillate between the two roles. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to get people in. I'm trying to work out who to ask to do what with me. Because I just want to have these chats. I just want to have these chats where we sit and mull over things. So yeah, I'm going to have it where there's like a Zoom thing where people can come and join the Zoom, but it'll be streaming straight in the group. So anybody who doesn't want to be on camera or doesn't want their name on that live in that way, they can be comfortable in the group, and comment on the group, and I can read the comments up. And I just want to have these mulling sessions. It's almost like, instead of sitting around the fire sharing wisdom, we're having a Zoom meeting. That's kind of how I wanted to do that, while I haven't got my courses, because my course doesn't start till September. So I've got 8 weeks until that starts. So I thought, hey, what can I do in 8 weeks? And maybe I'll just change it to a different evening or whatever. Because there's a course I want to do in September that starts on the same weekend that I'm teaching tarot. Um, I think it's like I'll do that course for 2 hours and then have like some food, and then I'll go and teach my course for 2 hours. It's going to be amazing. Um, but yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's doesn't cost anything to be in there. It's kind of a free resource. There's no money to be exchanged. It's not going in there to promote a page that you're developing or anything like that. It's a place to develop reading and getting feedback and developing in that way, but not to build a page up or anything. Um, I just wanted to take that element out of it, that it had to be pure sharing community. Um, yeah. So yeah, if you want to join that, it is you can type Magpie Moonchild and all the groups come up, including the 3 tarot course ones, which you can't get into unless you're on the tarot, any of the tarot courses. Um, but yeah, you can join the spirituality one. Obviously, there's the nest that's in there all the time, where I basically use my love language in that group, where I share memes, or bits of information and nuggets that I find along the way. But the spirituality one, I'm trying to bring it in as development. Like pick a cards today, and today I did a random intuition game that I made up this afternoon. I sat there and went, oh, this is what I need to do, this is intuitively what they need to do, so I went and did it. So yeah, a lot of the guiding people at the moment is very intuitive, very, hey, trying to remember where Kayleigh was 17 years ago, when there wasn't so much on the internet and there wasn't Facebook and there wasn't groups, when you're trying to develop a modality and a practice. So yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be a little mix of everything, magic and spirit and tools and self-love and self-development, and at least that's what I hope. So it's only been open a week. So yeah, right. I'm gonna go now because it's 11 o'clock. And so yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who let me read tonight. Um, yeah, it's always an honor. I genuinely, I never get bored of reading, which is amazing because I get bored of things quite quickly, but I never get bored of spirit. And today has been a day where I've just mulled and meandered and thought about it. So yeah, right, I'm going now. My brain is shutting down. It's 11 o'clock. So thank you everybody who's joined me, and I will see you at some point next week. It might be morning time, it might be evening time. I haven't decided yet. It's my daughter's last week at primary school, so we have like leavers assemblies and like end of year performances and a disco, and there's a whole thing with a bus that they're all going on and having their pictures taken on Plymouth Hoe and stuff like that. So and then they go into an active place to like jump on these trampolines everywhere. They're having a full on event next week. So it's all about celebrating their, their rite of passage of finishing school, and celebrating each other in those magic moments, because they might not have each other after that point. Some people fall away, don't they, naturally? But yeah, so next week I'm going to be all over the place emotionally, all over the place energetically, and all over the place physically, trying to navigate that week. But I will be on at some point. It won't be Monday because my mum's coming to see me on Monday. Um, and what else? I need to, but I will be back with Laura next week. She told me we're doing it. I want to do it next week, so I was like, that's okay. I will do that next week. Yeah, I just need to sort when. Really, it is busy and it is fun. And you never know if you're following Sayuna's Day at the moment. If you're in the Sayuna's Day Soul Tribe or the global group, either of them, um, they're doing daily lives at the moment, so you can go on and get a reading, or there's a meditation. You can get a roll of the astro dice, and not just me. So Alison and Sammy are on there together on these lives every day. Um, they're doing that, and then random other people like me are popping on with them certain days to come and join in the readings and the meditations and the lives. So, and to talk about things. So, pop over to Sayuna's Day if you're looking for a reading. What else? I'm going to be on Spiritual Mediums TSM free lives as well at some point soon. Next week, I think it is. I'll put the details up on the wall this week. 23rd. I want to say it's 23rd. I think it was like a week today. Tuesday. Maybe it's Tuesday. A week Tuesday. So was it Friday? I can't remember. The days aren't working for me. So yeah, I will see you guys next week. I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. No. Um, yeah, I'm going because I'm mouth's gone. Right. Bye, everybody. Bye.